Fellow Zimbabweans, in my previous video, I stated that the rehabilitation of Zimbabwe's economy is not rocket science. It's true. It really is not difficult. Why do I say this? For the simple reason, it has all been done before. 99% of the immediate problems we face have already been resolved by other nations, where the political will and effective leadership exists. There are many examples in the West. China is also a good example. Rwanda shows incredible promise. Perhaps the best example, though, is post-colonial Singapore. The name reminds us of frequent trips by our former president as he sought medical treatment after devastating our own health sector. But we can learn from Singapore. In one generation, that great city-state has turned itself from a third world nation into a first world metropolis, despite having no natural resources and only one advantage: a good position on a major trading route. Singapore's difficulties were many. It was, and still is, a melting pot of different religions and cultures. Singapore's economy struggled initially. The country faced many challenges. In 1965, Singapore's main market, Malaysia, imposed taxes on Singaporean inputs, damaging their national business model. Singapore, like Zimbabwe, experienced severe unemployment. So how did Singapore overcome these challenges? To address their multiple cultural identities, the government united the nation, encouraging a single national identity, with English as the common language of business and government. At the same time, they strongly supported cultural heritage and hereditary languages as critically important for the individual's understanding of their place in the world. Our own ZANU-PF government started down the very same road, and initially it looked promising. But they completely squandered the opportunity, instead dividing our nation. Gukurahundi, farm invasions, and factionalism along tribal lines tore us apart. There is no doubt Singaporeans are savvy when it comes to business, but this was not the key to their success. What made Singapore's success possible were the few traits common to most successful nations. 1, they respected the rule of law, which included an independent judiciary. 2, they were inscrutably honest, but just to be sure, set up an effective anti-corruption watchdog that could investigate even the highest levels of government. 3, they were accountable. Only competence was rewarded, and if officials could not perform, they were out. 4, Singapore implemented sound economic policies. The nation today has become one of the richest in the world. The economic story of our nation is not so rosy. Despite inheriting a good infrastructure and a healthy economy, our nation's leaders, by doing the very opposite of the points mentioned above, have destroyed the economy and put us out of work. The rule of law has been subverted. Corruption has flourished. The patronage system has no regard for competence. And as far as economic policies are concerned, we have seen the fruit of it. Hyperinflation, bond notes, massive budget deficits, and almost no investment in infrastructure. It's a disaster. The question we as Zimbabweans need to ask is, what future do we want? The mood in the country is a strong desire for change, any change. Some are saying, let's get ZANU-PF out, then deal with the economy later. However, there's a real danger with this. If we do not vote in a government with strong values, which is impeccably honest and competent, then we are headed for trouble. For the sake of your children and mine, please choose carefully.
WIDZO